with Matt Riddle going into detail on his apology to Seth Rollins and a former UFC champion shutting down Jake Hager. This is Wrestling Up. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report for July 9th. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Up and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. One of the most underrated superstars in WWE, Cesaro, was recently enjoying a main event run on SmackDown, which came to a head when facing Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Despite losing, he told Give Me Sport that he pushed Roman to the limit, more than any other star. I took Roman to the limit and I don't think he liked it, so let's do it again. To me, what it comes down to at the end of the day is what happens after the bell rings. Even when I've wrestled Roman Reigns in the past, I was able to take him to the limit, and maybe to a place where he doesn't like to be because he's not usually there. He's not usually pushed that way, I like to think, and that's exactly what happened when the bell rang. Whatever his attitude is, it changes. He does what he does. He does what he thinks he has to do. My attitude changed from when I wrestled him before to now. I feel like we all matured, we all changed, we all developed, we all progressed, but at the end of the day, it's about what happens when that bell rings. To me, that's what's important. Like you said, he had a great year, but so did I, so let's see what happens. After coming up short against Roman, Cesaro finds himself in a feud with Seth Rollins, with them set to face off tonight on SmackDown for a chance to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. With him being released from WWE on April 15th, Mojo Rawley spoke with Chris Van Vliet about the beginning of his WWE career on NXT. I came in with this personality and my football background. They were really high on me in the beginning. They just needed to teach me a few things and let this hype take care of the rest. I had my first match at a live event 7 weeks after my first day. It was very quick and some people backstage were not happy about that, but there were 7 people in the audience, so who cares? They were like, this is our opener. Big babyface gets the crowd hyped. They kept the matches basic, because at the time on NXT, the opener was supposed to have a basic match, no false finishes, super generic. Staying on the topic of Mojo, in that same interview he touched on his partnership with Zack Ryder, as he said the plan had always been for them to eventually split. I can't remember whose idea it was mine or Vince's I think. Zack got hurt and I had my singles run at a good stretch there. Zack came back and we teamed up again. Everyone knew we were going to break up because we prefaced it for months, but I don't think anyone knew who was going to turn on who. We didn't really know either. Then the thought came down to have me do the heel turn and I was all for it. I know they wanted me to get as far from the hype persona as possible. They didn't want me to mention the word hype at all. We had a good run there. Of course, Mojo recently got a role in the new Snake Eyes G.I. Joe film, with him looking to land more acting gigs in the future. Be it on NXT or the main roster, Matt Riddle has been an exciting superstar to watch. Despite his success, he did have issues with one of WWE's top dogs, Seth Rollins. Riddle's wife made an online post critiquing the bodies of female stars in WWE, such as Becky Lynch, for not looking athletic enough and appearing to be a little fat. This would cause Rollins to say he had no interest in ever facing Riddle in WWE. Speaking to Talk Sport, Riddle addressed his heat with Rollins, saying, after Survivor Series, I tried to talk to Seth beforehand, but he kind of avoided me, and he did bow out early in the match. I don't know if he did that because he didn't want to work with me or whatever, because there was 3 other guys in the match. He could have done something. He was in there with Sheamus, he could have done a spot. After Survivor Series, because he was there, I got to talk to him and I said, hey, and a camera came up to film us, and I said, no, don't come over here, don't film this. It's between me and him. We talked, I told him, and this is exactly what I said. I said, hey man, what was said? I don't agree with it. I thought it was bullcrap, it's not cool. I just want you to know I apologize. I apologize on her behalf as well. On top of that, I think you're a great performer, and if you ever would have it in your heart to work with me, I would love that. And I know you're taking some time off because Becky is pregnant, about to have a kid. Just want to wish you luck, congratulations, enjoy your time with your beautiful girlfriend, at the time now wife, and your beautiful child. And he literally looked at me and goes, holy shit. I didn't expect that. Everything I hear from people and what I expected, that was really cool. Thank you. And that's where we ended it. I said thank you for listening and giving me the time, bro. Hope we're good now. And I will say this, we're good enough to be working together. I don't think we're friends. I'll tell you this, that last curb stomp he gave me at the Royal Rumble, we're not friends. When I get in the ring with him, he's going to get it. Put that online. Can we get back in the ring? I need to repay that curb stomp, bro. Thankfully, the beef between these two is over, as we'll have to see if and when they face off in the ring. Not long after Jake Hager had his quote-unquote MMA fight with Wardlow on AEW, he has since called out one of the all-time greats in mixed martial arts, former Pride Heavyweight Champion Fedor Emelianenko. While Hager is undefeated in Bellator, he may be in over his head asking for this matchup, as former UFC Heavyweight Champion Josh Barnett agrees, blasting Hager for making such demands. With Hager saying the matchup against Emelianenko was his fight, Barnett responded, "No, it's not. Having more followers doesn't mean anything in terms of merit or skill in the ring. You're a green boy who fights rookies. You don't even belong in the conversation. Stick to AEW and getting in a few fights before you eventually lose and then quit." With him recently making his debut in AEW, the man formerly known as Aleister Black and Tommy End is now going by Malachi Black. While many did not expect to see Black in AEW so soon after leaving WWE, there was an error with his contract, as he only had a 30-day non-compete clause. He should have gotten the 90-day non-compete clause when he moved from NXT, but that was never changed. Speaking on Twitch, Black said his AEW debut was one of his best moments. "Last night was top 3, one of my favorite moments of my career. I slept for 3 hours because my adrenaline was so high. It was the culmination of months and months and months of having this big payoff was worth the pain, chaos, and perseverance." Speaking of AEW signings, MLW star Brian Pillman Jr. has been making quite the name for himself in All Elite Wrestling. As it's been reported by Fightful, Pillman Jr. will not be at this week's MLW tapings and will effectively be a full-time AEW star moving forward. With her recently making a return to WWE, Zelina Vega is looking ahead to her match at Money in the Bank. Of course, she had been let go due to WWE's controversial third-party ban, which would have prevented her from streaming on Twitch and more. She came out with a tweet saying she supported unionization before the company made it official that she had been let go. Now that tweet has been deleted and she is back in WWE. Vega took to Twitter recently with a photo of her on Talking Smack where she asked fans to put their best caption on it. Of course, one said, "I support unionization." Another said, "Me and Tatanka go to the same hairstylist." One fan wrote in reference to Naruto, "If you thought what Itachi did to his clan was bad, wait till you see what I do in the women's Money in the Bank match." And of course, my favorite, someone simply wrote, "Who farted?" In a bit of breaking news, while Bayley was set to face Bianca Belair in an I Quit match, WWE announced that WWE Digital has learned that Bayley sustained an injury while training for her Money in the Bank match against Bianca Belair and will be out approximately 9 months. A suitable replacement for the SmackDown Women's title match will be announced tonight on Fox. This is an unfortunate turn of events for the former SmackDown Women's Champion, as we wish her all the best in her recovery. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.